Welcome to the ReeferCast, ladies and gentlemen. Your twice weekly podcast with your incredibly medicated hosts.
Very true.
It is true. I don't remember the other part of the little intro thing.
Neither do I, but that's okay. We just make one up every time.
That's kind of true. I kind of just say what's going on. But it was the same the first two because I remembered it from the first one.
Yeah.
But whatever. Welcome to the ReeferCast. It's been a couple days.
Yeah.
We last saw you guys on Thursday. Which was cool for us because we got a couple hits on iTunes, so that was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's way cool.
You need to keep telling me this shit.
Why?
It makes me want to do it more.
Oh, I agree. It's definitely fun to have your stuff heard. But I really like just the aspect about it that it just sparks us to take time out of our days to interact.
Yeah, and talk to each other. And
for at least an hour, we know that the only thing that matters is us communicating, and that's pretty cool.
I like it. We do a really good job of communicating.
Yeah, but the stuff like this definitely helps.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yep. So, how was your day?
Good. I did really good at work, so I'm definitely okay with that.
Yeah, that's true. That was a good day.
Yeah. I like Mondays. Mondays are usually pretty good.
That's so funny because everybody's like, "Oh, I got a case of the Mondays," and you're like, "Fuck yeah, Monday." I'll beat a bitch.
I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe. So, I had a couple of things on my list that I want to talk about today. And then you brought up a thing.
Like one, right? Okay.
You sucked at bringing this to, ideas to the table. So, I kind of wanted to talk about, like, the purpose of life, possibly, maybe a little simulation theory stuff, some FEMA camps, why do you use drugs, and why are kids mean? If we can get through all of those.
If not, they'll be in other episodes.
So I wanted to start with this whole simulation theory thing, which I asked you if you knew what it was, and you said no. And I just had you watch a couple things, and I don't know if you quite got it, but I think you did, because when we got done, we were talking about whether or not life could be a giant video game or a giant simulation.
Yeah, I totally got it. I had to listen to it a second time because I didn't know what you were listening to was going to be, like, wrapped up in this.
Right.
So, but as I listened to it, I, like, thought of the question over and over, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, damn, that's creepy.
What was the question?
Why are we, like, why is our life like radio or something like that?
Oh, radio?
Yeah.
I don't know if that part's so much simulation theory. I think it might be one, like, spin-off of it. How universes are within black holes, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Creepy.
Could be. I was talking more, we just started getting into if we could be, like, a game, like things don't render.
Oh, yeah.
If we're not there.
I doubt that.
But,
that sounds so nuts. We're not controlled by anything.
But how would you know if you were? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you know? How would you prove it? And why would that idea come up? Like, how do we fabricate stuff? Like, why would that idea even be an option?
Because there's some fucking nutso people out there.
Right, but still something prompted them to think this way.
Oh, I don't know. It just sounds super weird, and I don't know if it's just because it makes me really creeped out or what, but I can't get on board with it. I can't believe it. I love The Sims, but that's totally not like us.
Yeah, it's like if we were The Sims.
But we're not.
How do you know?
Because that's just a game.
And this could be too.
Oh my god, you're telling me that someone is controlling us to sit here and talk about
maybe not someone
different topics.
Maybe not someone. It could be another program running this program.
No, that's so stupid. That sounds like a crock of shit.
Why? What part of it?
I don't know. It just
I'm not saying that I think that that's the way it is, but if you listed off a couple things that it could possibly be, that would make my list. Because so if what happens when we die then?
Then we just die?
Right, but what happens?
And we turn into dogs, apparently, if we're horrible people?
Oh, no, that was a whole different theory. What happens then when you die?
We're just gone.
See, that's not even an explanation. At least with simulation theory, you get the explanation that things just don't render anymore. Like, it's over. Like, your graphics are gone. Done.
Yeah, but how did they figure out how long we're going to live? And, I don't know, there's just a whole bunch of shit that goes into that makes no sense. Maybe it's just some big-ass mathematical algorithm. That nobody has time for that. That is way too long to figure out.
Okay, somebody might not have time for it, but what's to say another program doesn't have time for it? What if another program is running this? It could compute things faster than a human could. What if a bunch of programs started writing their own programs due to this whole simulation thing, and now we're just a series of programs running programs?
And we're just sitting here because a program told us to talk about this and just sit here and...
Yeah. But not completely. Like, the program's not telling us what to talk about. Like, the program is projecting us. The program is making us exist, but we're formulating our own thoughts. Like, it's nuts. Just like if you're playing The Sims. Like, every now and then the Sim will scratch his ass or whatever because he's got an itch. Like,
really? I've never seen that.
Well, they do stuff. They move around. They sigh. They do stuff. The program's not telling them to do that. Like, what if the Sim brain is actually just like, oh, I'm tired. Or, oh, my butt itches.
That's weird.
What if? What if that's the next level of the simulation? What if we're the program running that program?
Ew, and then there's a program running us? That still sounds creepy.
But you don't think it could be possible?
Oh, I don't want it to be. I don't want to think about it being possible. That's weird.
But at least there's an explanation for death. You're just done being rendered.
That's weird. I just can't see how I translate to a game.
It doesn't have to necessarily be a game. What if it's a creepy-ass, like, security program of some kind?
That's weird. How do people think of that shit, though?
I don't know. What if we're the security program and the reason we have these other programs is to keep them quarantined?
That's creepy.
Right? Like, what if that's the case?
That's weird.
Or what if we're the ones they're trying to keep from...
No. Yeah. No.
Because we invent a lot of shit. Like, what if they're like, oh, fuck, they got nukes. We gotta stop that in the next simulation.
Oh.
Yeah. What if this is like trial number 5,000 for like something that wants to actually create what we have? They want to create humans. What if humans aren't created yet and this is just like a trial simulation to find out what the right formula is and then bam, they create humans?
That's nuts.
Like
that's way crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds cool when you say it like that.
But don't you think that could possibly be a possibility?
I mean, I guess I see that now, but you were just making it super creepy before, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to think about that.
I don't know. I think you're a little weird. I just think it could be a possibility.
That's nuts.
Because at least with that, but I don't fully buy into it, and at least with that one, you get kind of an explanation for what happens when you die, I guess. Because it's hard to think that everything is going to just up and cease. Like, it's not even going to feel like anything. Like, it's just over.
Well, yeah, it doesn't... Oh, you're saying death in general.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Right? Like, that's a weird concept.
Yeah.
To think that everything just turns off. But if you're like, oh, if we're just a program, like, okay, it kind of makes sense if it...
But what would... I don't know. It's so weird. What would run out?
I don't know. Maybe there's just an allotted number of turns that you get, and as soon as your turns are up, that's it.
That's nuts.
Right, because you couldn't go, it's a set algorithm, right? Because if it was a set algorithm, everybody would live to the same age, but we don't. So it's really random, so it could be
How did you come upon that? That's... creepy to think about.
I don't remember. I heard about it a while ago, and then something sparked it again today, and I was like, that'd be interesting to chat about. Yeah. Because it kind of goes into the purpose of life, and I don't know, what would you consider... If this is a simulation, what do you think the purpose of life would be? Would it be testing? It could be testing.
Ew, that's creepy to be testing. I don't know. I just thought of the general thing. You have a family, and then and then continue that.
Okay, but what does that...
They have a family.
What does that normal cycle do for the program, right? Like, let's say this is a simulation, right? Then that means we are a program. So, fuck, the computer screen's just turned off and it threw me off. What if we are the program that's the simulation? I don't remember what I was getting at. The computer screen's turned off and it jacked me up. Anyway, purpose of life. Oh, what if our purpose is to just test? To see if that life cycle is the right one.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because even though the times are different, every life cycle is the same.
Yeah, but wait, what do you mean every life cycle is the same?
Like you're born the same way, and essentially the same thing happens when you die.
That's crazy to think about, though, that we could just be like a program.
Yeah, but
how do people think of this shit?
You still have a purpose, though, because everything in a program has a purpose.
Yeah.
The question is, what would that purpose be? I don't know.
Just like, how do they... Well, do they decide what your purpose is, or do you do that in your own mind?
Who knows?
Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm my own person and nobody's controlling me.
So on that theory, what if humans are just animals that evolved? What if you take that approach? Well, I guess the question is what happens when it's all over. But then if a tree falls in a forest and nobody's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound, comes into play.
Well, yeah, because there's animals and birds and everything, right?
If nothing's around to hear it.
Well, how can nothing be around to hear it? It's
what
in the
if
forest.
Nothing was around? What if everything was gone for hundreds of miles?
I don't know about that.
And that tree just fell over. It could totally happen.
You don't think there's insects that can hear?
No, nothing can hear it, and it just falls over.
Does that shit make a sound? Yes, because there's got to be something somewhere listening.
No, nothing. What don't you understand about there's nothing around?
I don't believe that there's nothing.
You don't get to believe it or not. That's the premise of the question. There's absolutely nothing around and the tree falls. Does it make a sound?
Well, in that case, no, but why would
not?
you...
How do you know? Wouldn't it still move air as it went? Wouldn't it still vibrate air and create sound?
But nobody's around to hear it, you said.
Right, but is sound heard or is sound created? Because if you're mute and you can't talk, you can still hear. So sound is heard, not created. So you're right, it wouldn't make a sound because there's nothing there to hear it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's cool.
But you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that at all.
It's probably not true at all.
What?
Yeah, because if you believe in simulation theory, you'd say that the tree's not in existence. It doesn't exist.
Oh, because it's...
Like, you can own... The only things that exist are what you can render.
Okay, so how did we think of this? How are we talking of these two totally different things? But we're still being run by one program.
No. In your theory, in your idea of what could be going on, which is we're just an animal, you would say that the tree doesn't make a sound. Whereas if you're thinking about a program, you'd say the tree doesn't even exist.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, interesting. That's cool. I like that.
So there's been a lot of fallout from the Trayvon Martin thing. A lot of groups are getting together and marching on the streets and protesting about justice for Trayvon and everything. And it's pretty interesting, like, how all that's going off. And whether or not you agree or disagree with, like, I guess the purpose of their protest.
Yeah.
It's interesting that people were willing to stand up and actually protest over it.
Well, what we were talking about earlier in the car, would you, or do we fear the government or something? That was interesting, your take on that.
Yeah, I was basically just saying that, we're willing to protest over, like, a race issue, or, like, unions protest over labor rights and labor laws, and the NAACP even protests for whatever, probably college-related stuff, or just equal rights and racial stuff. They protest for all kinds of that stuff. And it's like everybody's so willing to protest about that, but nobody's willing to stand up and protest about, their human rights and their constitutional rights being broken. You know, the government does whatever they want to do to us, and nobody ever protests about the government. And I think it's because there's a fear there. Like, nobody that's protesting Trayvon Martin right now is in any kind of danger as long as they keep it peaceful, which they have been for the most part.
Really?
As far as I know, I haven't heard anything crazy about it.
I thought they were lighting shit out. Oh, no. There was this little girl and grandma that were attacked outside of this little hospital.
Okay, but for the most part, it's been pretty fucking okay.
Yeah, true.
More things have happened. There's not huge riots with cars all over the street on fire and things like that. So it's like, for the most part, they're being left alone. True. And they're not fucking shit up. So then that's cool that they get to do that. But at the same time, it's like they're willing to do it for that. Because they know nothing's going to happen to them. But if you were to protest on the government, like, you're liable. It's like if a bunch of us went and stood out in front of the White House and protested about Fourth Amendment right violations from prison and stuff. Like, they'd start shooting rubber bullets at us and shit like that. Yeah.
But we can do anything else.
Right, I think people are afraid that that's going to happen if they protest the government. But they'll protest all this other shit.
Well, it makes sense. People don't want to actually be face-to-face with trouble or, like, with shit like that, with shit they can't handle.
I think if everybody just took a fucking step back, they'd realize that we're all protesting, and that if we just stood together, we'd get a whole lot more done.
What do you mean? Like, between everybody or between...
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if the NAACP wasn't protesting racism, and if fucking unions weren't protesting labor laws, and instead we all banded together to protest all of our rights being violated as a collective whole, we would be able to accomplish a whole lot more.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yep.
Jeez.
Interesting stuff. I don't know. Oh, and there's the other fears, like, the government has all of these FEMA camps and shit set up all over the place, and they're there to aid people and provide refugee camps in the event of a natural disaster and things like that.
But why are they where they are, and, like, why are they so secluded? Like,
I agree.
That's creepy.
Yeah, no,
There's something wrong there.
I way agree, and I got to thinking, like, what if FEMA camps... Now, when I say I got to thinking, I mean... As far as I know, this is my thought. I didn't read it somewhere and, and decide that this is my thought. There's 7 billion people on this fucking earth. But as far as I know, it's my thought. What if FEMA camps are there in case of another revolution? Like, what if the people pull our heads out of our asses and we do decide, fuck the government, let's have another revolution? Are those FEMA camps there to detain those people when America goes apeshit? What if it's mass jails for the American people when we start to revolt?
Oh man, I think I remember you bringing that up the other day. That's crazy to think about, because that's crazy how much control the government has on us.
Yeah, I think that's the next concentration camp. Like, those are concentration camps for Americans.
That's crazy.
Should they choose to have a revolution, it's going to be Nazi Germany, only it's going to be America versus America.
Do you think that'll really ever happen, though?
It might. I mean, I don't know. If we go with my theory that people are afraid, then no, because fear is a powerful motivator. If people remain afraid to revolt against the government, then they'll never need those. Unless the government decides to get greedy and they're like, well, let's just put everybody in these camps so we can do whatever the fuck we want to do.
Well, that's what it was sounding like that was happening. The whole, damn.
Well, nothing's happened yet.
No, not yet. Oh my god, I forgot. All the shit that's been going on.
You're gonna have to elaborate.
I know. Oh my god.
You can't just halfway bring some stuff up.
Oh, I don't like this sometimes. I just drop whatever I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so if you can't think of it, then you gotta move on to why kids and me. That's your topic, so sure. I really hope you got some shit on it.
Well, okay, so I honestly don't feel like when I was younger that I was mean to a lot of kids. I felt like everybody was just friends. Like, And I wouldn't see someone picking on another kid as much as I do nowadays. Like, you saw it every once in a while. It was just inevitable that it happened. Well, nowadays, like, I see all the little shithead kids outside. They're mean to their friends. That little girl, we don't want you to come along. Like, how fucked up is that? Like, I was never that mean as a kid.
Really? I remember.
You were that asshole, huh? That was mean to everybody.
50% of the time, and I'd say the other 50% I was the one having people be mean to me.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's see, bullying and, like, picking on people, that's fucked up.
But I was in the middle, though. Like, I wasn't the bottom of the food chain. Like, there was people that I bullied, and there was people that bullied me.
But you bullied them because they bullied you, right?
Huh?
You bullied them because they bullied you, right?
I don't know.
Oh, no, you didn't. You went down. That's so mean.
What? I went down?
You went down a level and bullied people beneath you.
Oh, well, yeah, because they were above me, so it was like a cycle of bullying. Like, they bullied me when I was too young to bully, so then when I got old enough to bully, I bullied, but they were still bullying me.
Oh, okay, I thought you had already started, and I'm like, that's just mean, but, like...
Kind of, I guess I wasn't bullied that much.
Well, and then, I feel like I saw something at, what's it called? At work the other night, where there was, like, a little group of, like, 3 boys or something, and then there was one that was being really mean to there was one kid that was being, like, picked on by the other kids. Why is that necessary? Why can't we all just be friends? That is so mean.
All friends bust each other's balls.
But they didn't really seem like they liked this fourth boy.
He was hanging out with them, wasn't he?
Yeah. Kinda.
Man,
really
sometimes in life there's just those people that you just...
He was hanging out with them because he had to. There's nobody else there.
I know. There was a couple people, that I would have been around with, even some of my current friends, and we were just... I just didn't fucking like them, period.
Are you serious?
Yeah, some kids we just didn't like, and it's just...
That's like that Dane Cook thing. What was it, Brian? Oh, shit, Brian's coming.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, my God.
I was never a big Dane Cook fan. I mean, there's people that we didn't hang out with you. We didn't want to talk to you. We fucking just absolutely hated you.
Damn, but why did you stay friends? That's fucked up.
No, we weren't friends with them, but we worked with them.
Oh.
We worked with them, but we absolutely hated them.
Oh my God.
It was just like, it was fun to be mean to them, and then it was excellent to pretend they didn't exist.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That is so mean. I don't think I've ever done that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been pretty mean before, but I don't think I've ever just fucking
that's totally
down.
different than busting somebody's balls, though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, me and my friends, we go at it all the time, and it's never...
No, it's never serious.
Right. I don't know.
That's mean.
I wouldn't say kids are any meaner today than they were when I was in school, though, and I'm older than you.
Yeah, I don't know. That isn't...
I went to an inner city school, so maybe that's why.
I don't know about inner city, huh? I went to school in the Bay Area. In Hayward.
If there's metal detectors in your school that are as strict as the airport, you went to an inner city school.
Oh, okay, well, yeah. Huh? Well, I didn't have it that bad, but still.
I told you about the time where there was like a guy that like robbed some shit or something like that, and when he was running from the cops, he ran into the school.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Do the metal detectors or no?
They didn't have them that year. Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
Yep. They got installed the year after I graduated, and then I thought they were just like the quick ones from like the grocery store or something. But no, not that those are metal detectors, little tag detectors. But you know what I'm talking about, like thinner, small metal detectors like that. Now, I went back to like pick up my brother or some shit. I had to sign in with an ID, which I'm cool with. I think you should have to sign in with an ID if you're picking up a kid.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But and then they gave me a name badge, and then they ran all my bags through a metal detector. Like the luggage at the airport.
Yeah.
And like all the kids, when they came in for school in the morning, had to stand in line and scan all their backpacks and go through the metal detectors. It was absolutely. It was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah.
Doesn't that just kind of make you look at where you went to school differently? Like, what the fuck happened to society to make we fucking need metal detectors?
Yeah, I mean, it was in a school, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, we need metal detectors in a school. When I was there, we had metal detectors for the football stadium.
But we didn't that makes sense. Because what if people from the other team don't like someone from the team that you're supporting?
Our stadiums or our fields are big enough we could put them on each side.
Oh, yeah, we did that too. But, they could still get around. And
I mean, a lot of those problems went down after the game. We never really had in the middle of the game stuff.
Well, it's still not okay, right?
No, I agree it's not okay, but that shit was going to go down with or without those metal detectors.
Oh, interesting.
They just wait till the game's over and then do it in the parking lot. They didn't solve a fucking thing.
Well, then why do they care about the metal detectors? What was the
I totally agree. I could sit in the parking lot and go to my car all day and wait for the game to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they installed them in the football stadium first. It's just like, that's kind of dumb.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
I don't know, man. So, interesting question today, I guess. I was sitting here, I was thinking about it, and since this podcast is a medicated podcast, I figured we got to talk a little bit about some medication. So, I was wondering...
Pretty good point.
Why you chose to medicate, because that's super funny. Why you chose to medicate for the first time.
For the first time? Dang. The first time I did it?
Like,
oh my gosh.
See, because you remember it.
That's so funny.
It's like the first time you had sex. You remember that shit. But at least I'd hope you would.
Yeah.
I know the list is overwhelming, but... At least I hope you would. Oh, you don't like my jokes, I see. You don't like my jokes. Okay. But why for the first time?
Okay, so... I don't want to just blow everything. So I was going to, I was still...
What does that even mean?
I was still in high school, and I was going to, this thing that I did when I was in this club.
What does that even mean?
Okay, this thing that I did when I was in 4-H, I went to this get together for cancer. People donated stuff.
Like a camp or like a fair?
It's called Relay for Life. It's like you walked around and everything.
Okay, yeah. I used to did I did jump rope for heart and stuff like that.
Oh my god, yeah, I did that too. That was my favorite thing to do.
Hoops for heart, I did that too.
Oh, I didn't do that one. I just did the jump rope. I was so good at it too.
Anyway, go on with your story. Fucking getting all schoolyard on me here. Go on with your story. So you were doing a marathon relay thing.
Oh yeah, and I was in high school. I know that much. I think it was towards. No, I was when I was a sophomore or something.
Man, just tell the fucking story.
Ooh. Someone I went with, they were like, "Oh, do you want to come smoke with us?" And I really don't know why I said yes. I was just like, "Yeah, sure," because I really don't want to be there.
Was it boys?
No, it was a boy and a girl.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, sure, because I really don't want to be there. We had to walk around the track every 2 hours or so. There was nothing to do. 90% of people were sleeping, so you wanted to try and be quiet. It was just so fucking boring. So I was like, yeah, sure. And so I went and smoked. And on the way back,
it wasn't even a lot.
No, on the way back, yeah.
Wow.
It was not a long walk. I don't know, 3 or 4 blocks. Mm-hmm. So we're walking back, and apparently, I don't even know why, but I was talking about, being, or doing something on the power lines, or flying or something, and then I started talking about cats, and, I vaguely remember it at the time, a few days after it happened, but, now thinking about it, I can't really remember much from it.
Yeah,
but it was so much fun, I came back and I didn't even care that I was walking around the track. I felt so good. I didn't give a fuck. I was just having a good time.
How old were you?
16, I think. 16 or 17.
Okay. Interesting. I was going to say, I don't really remember much of it myself. Of the actual being high part. I think I just fell asleep, to be honest. I was young. I was 13.
I have something to...
Ooh. And I was out... My cousins were really cool to me. They always included me and stuff, and one of them was 4 years older than me, and the other one's 6 years older than me. Uh-huh. But they always included me and stuff. Like, they knew I was an only child and things like that, so when they would go out bowling late at night, like, they would take me. Uh-huh. And we'd break some rules and stuff like that. But they were always really cool with me, and they never, like, dissed me in front of their friends or anything like that.
Oh, that's cool. And, yeah.
Well,
even though you're younger than them.
Right. But that's cool. One of my cousins, it turns out both of them do. I know this now, but I didn't at the time. I only knew one of them smoked. Uh-huh. And I really wanted to be like him, and I looked up to him a lot. He was so cool. So he offered me some, and I had already been smoking cigarettes and like Black and Milds and things like that at the time. So I would smoke in the local bowling alley because I didn't care because I was with my cousin.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So I did, and I don't remember anything after that.
What? Maybe okay. I was just thinking of this. What if we don't remember like some times that we've smoked? Or we don't remember the first time we smoked because we've had better memories while we're high. So those are the ones that we remember rather than just a first time.
That could be. Or what if it's not so much you remember them because they're better memories? What if you're only allowed to remember certain memories?
Oh, like you only have so many that you can keep stored?
Be, yeah. What if you did only have so many? Then that could go back to simulation theory.
Like,
and
how would
say
you get rid of the ones that you don't want to keep, though?
Well, it's like RAM in a computer. It dumps it when you turn it off. What if every night when you go to sleep, you dump your memory that you don't need?
But how would it pick what memory we don't need?
Algorithms? I don't know. It's a program. Anyway, what if?
That's weird. Damn, this whole thing, like, has circled around to this simulation theory somehow. Yeah. That is creepy. Oh my god, that's nuts.
Or just like, what if the marijuana in general won't let you have those memories because they weren't good?
Well, I don't know. Like,
because they say if you do psychedelics, like part of the message is what, a shaman would tell you. It's what the drink wants you to see. It's what the drug wants you to see. Huh. So what if the weed just won't let you have that memory because it doesn't.
That's good,
though.
I
think it's a good memory.
Yeah. That's cool.
That could always be a
good
thing.
View. That's like a good view. Not like what we were first talking about.
Simulation theory?
Like how we were a game or something?
Yeah.
Damn.
Simulation theory.
Yeah.
Well, how it wrapped back around to thoughts being stored in a hard drive?
Yes.
Or RAM even?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeez, and that's crazy.
And think about on top of that, like how much of our body relies on electrical pulses and electrical signals and stuff like that. Our brain just sends out electricity.
Yeah.
It totally makes sense, dude.
That's
all
crazy.
The fucking processor in my computer does is send out electricity to certain things, and then they interpret it.
This is driving me nuts. How like no matter what I'm saying, it just keeps coming back around to it, and I can't get away from it.
That's why so many people believe that could very well be it. Like a lot of things, when you really start to look at it, makes sense.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yep, it could very well be. What if that's true though, and whoever's if something is monitoring this program, they're probably like, that's funny as fuck that they play The Sims because that's a simulation of themselves, and I'm playing a simulation of, like, I'm playing The Sims, and then my Sims are playing The Sims. Like, that's hilarious as shit.
That's weird to think that there might be someone out there thinking that, or
like, what if it's really peculiar that we play a game about ourselves? Like, what if whoever's monitoring our program, or whatever's monitoring it, doesn't do things for itself, isn't selfish in any way, shape, or form? And then it looks down on us, and we're like an incredibly selfish form, and everything's about us and what can better us.
Yeah, thinking about it, it is really weird that we play a game of humans.
Right.
Like, that's weird.
Yeah. Like, some people put more time into sending their sim to work than working in real life.
Seriously. Yeah. Like, people rely on it every day. And I don't know why.
And it's
like
more
not
than just The Sims. Look at how many people dedicate their lives to World of Warcraft. All they're doing,
oh my god!
Right, but all they're doing is playing a simulation.
Yeah.
What if their character is just like us? In the character's mind.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy to think about.
That means, I guess, essentially, we could create reality. right? Because we create the reality that is World of Warcraft. That's pretty powerful. If you were gonna have like one power that really made a difference in stuff, I think being able to create what is reality would definitely be on the top of the food chain for badass power.
Oh yeah.
Because if you said my power is I shoot lasers through my eyes, but I had the power of what's reality, I could go, fucking no, you don't.
Yeah. That's bullshit. Get out of here with that shit.
That's not true at all.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
You don't shoot shit out of your eyes.
No.
Milk, you said? Okay. Like, being able to create reality is definitely the best superpower to have.
That would be way cool.
Like, anything you want. Anything you could imagine. Like, that's the thing. Like, you could create stuff that doesn't even exist.
And, like, well, like, just your imagination, right? Not like, oh, no, never mind. I get it.
And nobody knows what you're trying to say. You're so silly.
You threw me off again.
Nobody knows what it looks like. Is that what you were trying to say? You're creating stuff out of nothing. Like, you could, if you could alter what's real, you could create, like, the first person to create the refrigerator saw that some way, somehow. Like,
oh,
you
okay,
could create things from nothing.
That's what I thought. I don't know where I was going with it, though. But oh my god, I remember us talking about that the other night. Damn it.
What?
We were talking about this the other night. Like,
really?
Yeah, how do we figure out, like, how do you know what a toilet looks like? Or I remember us talking about that. Who thought of, okay, this is what we're going to use, and this is how it's going to be built, and this is how we're going to tell people to use it.
But what's funny is it's used differently across the world. In the Middle East, toilets don't look anything like the one that we have. It's a little hole in the ground. If you've ever seen a cup for sports, right? Like a cup, it's kind of triangle shaped. If you flip it so the triangle shaped is like the shape of your balls, if you flipped it to look like a dick, that's kind of like what toilets look like in the Middle East, and it's just dug into the ground because they squat over it.
That's weird.
It's like just like a little drain.
Well, then how do other people figure out what those things look like to them? Like, does each individual, I don't know, what would you call it? Ethnicity? Race? Culture? There you go. Like, how do they figure out
civilization, whatever, what
works for them and what they're going to use for
I don't know,
things?
Man. Like, that's like in Middle Eastern cultures, some of them wipe their ass with their hand.
Oh, yeah.
I use toilet paper.
Me too.
Yeah.
You use a lot of toilet paper, though.
I don't like poop, man.
For a guy,
I think that's perfectly acceptable.
I
think it's perfectly acceptable to not like poop.
It is. It's just so funny. You're so insecure of yourself not being able to wipe your butt without getting poop on your hand with a normal amount of toilet paper.
Nobody wants that. Why are we back on poop? This is the second time tonight, not during this podcast, but right before this podcast, there was some poop talk. Anyway, we're getting close to our time because of the file size. Awesome. So, I guess we're going to start to wrap this one up. And as usual, we like to talk about the show. Interestingly enough. So, how did it go?
I thought it was good. I just feel like, once again, like, I was thrown off track because I just forget about things. But other than that, like, things were good.
I got thrown off once or twice because the computer monitors keep turning off on me because they're going to sleep.
There's no way you can just keep them off?
It is, but I'd have to change it after we're done and things like that because I don't want them to stay on all the time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. No, I thought it was good. The flow's nice. I thought the topics were interesting. I thought it was enough laughs in it. Like, okay amount of humor. And as always, I had a ton of fun doing it. Like,
I like doing this.
A whole lot of fun. If you like this, it would be really helpful in that if you're watching it on iTunes, if you could head over to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/ReeferCast. It'll take you to our channel. If you could watch it over there, that'd be really cool because if you happen to do that on a computer without ad blocker, you'll be supporting the show, and it's free for you to be able to support the show.
Yep.
So if you can head on over there and do that, that'd be cool. If you want, also, if you subscribe over there, these podcasts go up over there as well. If you're on YouTube and you want to listen to us on the go, feel free to head on over to iTunes and search for ReeferCast in the store, and you can download all of these podcasts that we have out so far for free off of iTunes. So that's a really cool thing. And if you want to reach out to us, say hi, chat. Maybe you got a topic for the show. Maybe you want to give us feedback for the show, which we'd love. You can find us on twitter.com/ReeferCast.
And there's Instagram.
Is there? What's that one?
I'm trying to figure out things to post. I'm trying to figure out if I want to just post a whole bunch of pictures of medication or if I should post pictures of
I don't know
the pieces or what.
What is the address?
Oh, ReeferCast. I got it.
Is it at ReeferCast? How does Instagram work? I don't know.
You go to find people and you don't put tags but users and you search ReeferCast and we pop up.
There you go. Head over to Instagram and search for ReeferCast and you'll find our Instagram.
Yep.
I think that's all of our social media at the moment. We'd like to thank you guys for watching. It seems like things are going slow and steady, but that's okay.
It's slow.
As really we said in the beginning, I don't know, we kind of just do it to make sure we communicate with each other. So that's really cool. If you are in our situation, go communicate, man. It's a good time.
Yeah. It is fun.
You can talk about anything. Talk simulation theory, and you'll see how strong your relationship is.
Yeah, that's... Oh, God, it's just weird.
Yeah. So, we'd like to thank you for the last 40-something minutes, and we will see you on Thursday. Remember, the ReeferCast is every Tuesday and Thursday, so...
Can't wait.
We'll see you on Thursday, bitches.
Adios.